First of all, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the numerous citizens of Belchertown that have come out to support me tonight in a very difficult situation for myself and my family. You are truly citizens of the community that the police department represents, as well as the 500 Board of Selectmen in Belchertown. I will get to Mr. Archibald Thomas very shortly. You are truly citizens of the community that presides in the Board of Members of the Common Mission that I serve the police as well as the men and women of our police department. By you coming out tonight is the biggest support mechanism I could actually have by having you here. Just to respond a little bit on Mr. Archibald's situation before I get into a little bit of background on why I feel very strongly that the Board of Selectmen should reconsider. We did have that conversation, Mr. Archibald. You asked me if I would agree with your contract. I said, no, probably not. But I also didn't recommend it. I don't think that was the environment to have a conversation like that. It has to involve the other 4 members of the Board of Selectmen. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. By state law, a police chief gets a 1-year contract. What you're basically giving me is not 1 year to fix if there is anything on the table of a problem, which to this day I have not seen or heard about from the Board of Selectmen, except what we Mr. Conley have talked about with your time. So for me to fix a problem, if there was one, I get 6 months, because you're giving me 6 months to figure it out. If I can't fix it, then you're sending me on, just like we're here now, 6 months. So basically, I get 6 months and I'm here. That's why I try to explain to you.
I understand you're not exposed to the business stuff.
That's state law.
I'm saying this, June is a year.
I
don't think we should get the point.
Okay, I'm just expressing to you that realistically I get 6 months, and then you either give me a notice of renewal or not. Well, I get to get a 6 months, but I'm not that kind of person. What I'm talking about here, I truly express to the citizens of Belchertown what's going on here. I really kind of realistically want to we're here to support a vast number of community members. Can I say as a police department that we can make every single community member in Belchertown happy with the police department? I don't believe that's possible. I don't think it's possible in any police department in the United States, and I surely don't believe it's possible in any police department in the world that can do that. But as a high percentage, if I get a high percentage of community people who can support what the Belchertown Police Department does under my leadership, I think I'm doing quite well. As you can see here, I have this. I also want to thank many of the other people that are not here that expressed phone calls to me and things of that magnitude about their support for me and support of the police department. I'm the administrator of the police department. What I see here is this is support for the police department as a whole by what we've done under my leadership in the past 8 years. You're aware of my criminal justice background. I've been in police work going on my 25th year. I've been here since 1987. I call this place my home. I live here. I'm involved in the police department here at the past 8 years as a police chief. I'm professional on the job, and I'm also professional off the job. I'm involved in many activities off the job. So I buy into Belchertown. This is my home. This is where I want to end my career. My president going on 20th year of police service. The last 8 years I've been a pleasure to serve as the chief of police. It's been my absolute pleasure to serve as the chief of police. It was something when I started here in 1987 that I felt like I come up through the ranks and achieved it. But I also thought to myself I would never find myself here in front of the Board of Selectmen fighting for my career. In the past 8 years, we've had ups and downs. Financially, with the economic downfall, impacted budgets, rapidly growing community, and a loss in staffing. I lost my second in command last year due to a financial reason. Did I complain about it? Did I deny about it? Did I continue on and march down the road? Understaffed with losing my second in command. We're continuing to move down the road in the right direction. A lot of things that we've accomplished that I placed a packet that you've had a chance to Some of them are, I'm going to go into them, but I would suggest each one of these board members that if you contact the community in Belchertown, consider the Belchertown Police Department in Belchertown, comparable size and population, that I would put up our police department against that particular community, what we've done, what we've established, and what we've accomplished. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of things that, obviously, this is a handout that I did give you many weeks back as part of the patent before we went into some of the things I've done. And as I said, I'm not here to keep my own horn because I'm an administrator in the police department. I have men and women down to do the job. So I give them a lot of credit. They're hard workers. At times, some of the things. Administrative policy change. When I took over years ago, the policy manual was not that great. So I formed the policy change. A lot of policy changes, a lot of things to be added to it. Management. But some of the programs that board members were not talking about. Big in community policing, citizens police academies, the RAP program. One of the most successful programs we have right now is the RAP program in our high school. It gives junior and senior girls the ability to be educated in self-defense and things that will keep them safe when they go off to college in another country out of Belchertown or quiet. The DARE program. The DARE program, we lost money for the DARE program over 5.5 years ago due to the budget. I kept it going through rapid grant funding. For grant funding. We have a triad program that in the past month or so we have reestablished. We brought a signing officer to it. It's now up and going again. We're trying to revitalize the triad program, and that's going something else. I don't want to go into much detail about it because we've had this memorandum of understanding with all police departments around me to establish mutual aid contacts. We're going to at the same time we have shortage of staff. We have domestic violence intervention project we've been involved in, the sexual assault response team project we've been involved in, regional dispatch study. One of the biggest things, and I was in front of the board 2 weeks ago to discuss a regional dispatch study that the 5-member Board of Selectmen said, I'm in favor of it. Now I'm not going to be involved in it. Who's going to take that over? Who has knowledge of it? That's not my information to me. The auxiliary program, the program I also discussed, which was favorable view by the board. That's a program that's on the table. Some of the things above and beyond that, a canine unit. Canine, a very established canine unit, nationally certified in the country, that saved a 19-year-old female's life 3 weeks ago based on the training that Mr. Rome and that canine had. Found a girl in the woods based on she hadn't been found who had been deceased. That is quality programs that I have helped administrate, and the men and women of the Belchertown Police Department continue to do it. Equipment. A lot of things. I watch budgets very closely. I've never asked them back to the town to ask for any other money. I've stayed within my budget cycle. I've actually, my interpretation probably know about other town departments that went into the financial situation by my financial guidance. I would put my department up against any department in-house here. Department of Public Works, Emergency Medical Service, or the Fire Department, if we're the same caliber that they are. I respect all of them. Budgets and grants, fiscal management, good decision-making and fiscal management. Community policing grants in fiscal year 2004 to 2009 brought $190,000 in additional money into the town. All the way to highway traffic safety equipment grants for fiscal year 2009 to 2011, $15,000. I understand your restricted budgets. I look for grant funding to offset my budgets in my community. I'm a proven person here. All I ask of the board is what did I do wrong to put myself in this situation? That's all I've asked. And in a nutshell, we have a lot of things we want to accomplish. Some of the things around the board is the regional dispatch program, the auxiliary program that, again, those 2 programs 2 weeks ago, the board approved to continue to go forward on it. Now it's a possibility I'm not going to be involved in it. Is it realistically going to say that you're going to bring another police chief respect that communities have, can give you additional grant funding. That's something that we are in the process of looking at right now, accreditation certification for the department. The COP Logic online training program, it's an online reporting system that has just gone online January of this year. We have it made it for the public. Basically giving the opportunity for citizens of Belchertown to be able to call on an online reporting system minor offenses that would untie up officers' time beyond the streets proactively patrolling them. Increase specialization, increase in community outreach. Those are things that I have on the plate that I want to continue to do. What I'm asking the board to do is reconsider your decision. Allow me to come into executive session by law that I am allowed to go into. Sit down, and if you have problems or concerns, put them on the table. Establish goals and objectives within the department that, in my tenure as police chief, has never happened. That is part of my contract. Put them on the table. Let us work together. If it's time for change, I guess it's time for change. But I was always taught when I was very much younger, growing up, is if you're doing a good job, why should you be asked to leave the job? If I was doing something wrong, inappropriate, I would have walked away myself. I wouldn't tarnish the profession, and I wouldn't tarnish the bench. So in a nutshell, what I'm asking is, I would like you to go back and consider changing your decision, giving me the opportunity to go into that room with you and discuss what other length of time maybe we can come up with. But I think, all due respect to Mr. Archibald, is for 24 years of policing and the last 8 years as police chief, I deserve more than a one-year contract. I would ask that when you take me back in that room, you evaluate me based on several things. My qualifications, my accomplishments, my dedication to the community, my dedication to my profession, and the Belchertown Police Department, most importantly, for my family. If I did something wrong here, I would expect you to let me know. If I was a lame duck chief that sat in my office and did nothing to help the community out, I would expect you to let me know. Well, what I've also done is, the last thing I'm going to say, some of the programs or organizations that I'm involved in the state, that many years ago when Selectman Reardon was my liaison, I asked the question of Selectman Reardon. I said, I have the opportunity to be involved in 8 of some programs within the state. Quote unquote, Selectman Reardon, he said, whatever can get you to the table to help Belchertown, please do it. So, not by my own decision, but based on decisions of my respected criminal justice professionals, I was elected to the Mass Chiefs Boards representing the entire Hampshire County. I've been placed on the Municipal Police Training Committee, Executive Board, which oversees education within the state. I've been at the table with the governor. I've been at the table with the governor's assistant, representing Belchertown, not just the police chief, but the town of Belchertown, the city of Belchertown. To gather that information, bringing it back into a resource here for me to use. I'm on the FBI Executive Terrorism Task Force out of Springfield, the Joint Terrorism Task Force. I have the ability to be a detective on that task force 1 day a week. What does that do for us? It gives us the ability to gather that information that the average police department would not have based on my clearance like I have. Does that keep our people safe? Does that keep the town people safe? Absolutely. So what I'm asking the board is, if it's time for change, I guess it's time for a change. But in 8 years, are you going to get someone who's a police chief who comes in here in 8 years and will accomplish some of the things that I have? Another thing is I have to be absolute 100% backing of my police union. Now you asked to tell me that chief police or somewhere else in the city and town has a 100% backing of the police union. I don't know. In a nutshell, all I'm asking is I respect the board, I respect town government, I always have. What I'm asking for is I'm asking you is reconsider, allow me to come back in, allow me to negotiate. In a room with 5 of us, come to some type of commitment